Good evening, one and all. Myself K. Manjula, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Nagarjuna Government Degree College, Nalgonda. This video content is made for the students to learn chemistry online easily in this pandemic period COVID-19. This is done as per the instructions of CC Telangana. In this session, I am presenting the chapter carboxylic acids and their derivatives. The objectives of this session are preparation of aromatic carboxylic acids, by the oxidation of side chain in alkyl benzenes, various observations that are made during this oxidation, methods of preparation of aromatic carboxylic acids. As in the first session of carboxylic acids part 1, we discussed aromatic carboxylic acids are those carboxylic acids in which the COOH group is present on aromatic ring, for example on benzene ring. Then how to prepare such aromatic carboxylic acids we shall see in this session. By the oxidation of the side chain in alkyl benzenes. So here the term oxidation means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, and for oxidation what we are giving the statement: oxidation of alkyl benzenes arenes with oxidizing agents such as alkaline KMnO4, acidified K2Cr2O7 or dilute HNO3, alkaline potassium permanganate, acidified potassium dichromate or dilute nitric acid. The side chain in alkyl benzenes will be oxidized to COOH group irrespective of its length. That is, oxidation occurs at alpha carbon. In this slide, we have to understand the terms first of all. As I said in the starting, aromatic carboxylic acid term you have to understand, oxidation you have to understand, and the agents used for oxidizing, that is oxidizing agents, this term you have to understand, and the carboxylic acid COOH group and the term alpha carbon you have to understand. So these underlined points are to be concentrated so that this slide you can understand completely. Now we shall see what is that. So as I said, aromatic carboxylic acid is a carboxylic acid in which the carboxylic acid group, that is the carboxylic acid group is COOH group. This is the functional group for carboxylic acids. If this COOH group is present on aromatic ring, that is for example benzene ring, if COOH present on benzene ring, this is benzoic acid, this is aromatic carboxylic acid, this is aromatic carboxylic acid. For preparing, now we are seeing the preparation of aromatic carboxylic acids. This is meaning of aromatic carboxylic acid, meaning of COOH functional group, carboxylic acid functional group. Now we shall see what is oxidation. Oxidation is addition of oxygen or removal of or elimination of hydrogen. If anything occurs, then that reaction is said to be oxidation. Now for adding oxygen or for removing hydrogen, we need some agents. Those are called as oxidizing agents. That is, what do they do? For addition of oxygen, for removal of hydrogen, we need some reagents. They are oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agent or reagent, anything we can call oxidizing reagent. So in carboxylic acid, of course in organic chemistry, the famous oxidizing agents are 1. Alkaline potassium permanganate, KMnO4. So what do we mean by this term alkaline? In presence of a base. So and again the shortcut for base is OH minus. That is, in presence of a base, KMnO4 acts as an oxidizing agent. That is, while writing KMnO4 on arrow mark as an oxidizing agent, we can present this like this: on arrow mark alkaline ALK KMnO4, or either we can do like this, or KMnO4 OH minus comma OH minus. Either we can do like this also on arrow mark. Then if we see like this on the arrow mark of the reaction, what is the reaction going to occur? Oxidation. Oxidation reaction will be occurring. Now this is the only oxidizing agent. We have seen the other oxidizing agent also. What is that? Acidified K2Cr2O7. Acidified K2Cr2O7. What is K2Cr2O7? Potassium dichromate. So what is the meaning of acidified? In presence of an acid, dilute H2SO4 acid, sulfuric acid. That is meant by in presence of dilute acid. If K2Cr2O7 is taken, that acts as an oxidizing agent. Acidified K2Cr2O7. So while writing on the arrow mark in the reaction, we can write this as dilute H2SO4 comma K2Cr2O7, or we can write as AC K2Cr2O7, or we can write as K2Cr2O7 comma, what is the shortcut for acid? H plus. Yes, either way we can write in the reaction on the arrow mark to show that the reaction going to take place is oxidation. Now not only this acidified K2Cr2O7, but also dilute HNO3, that is nitric acid, is also an oxidizing agent. So in presence of these three oxidizing agents, any one of these three oxidizing agents, the reaction that will occur is oxidation, that is addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Now we shall see in the previous slide what we have seen. Oxidation of, now in this slide we have understood the terms aromatic carboxylic acid, oxidation, oxidizing reagents like alkaline, that is basic, acidified, that is acidic K2Cr2O7 and dilute HNO3, and we know that functional group COOH. Now what we have to understand, alkyl benzenes side chain. So this we have to see. Now what is alkyl benzene? Alkyl benzene is nothing but, benzene is this one, benzene ring. If benzene ring is associated with alkyl group, that is alkyl benzene, where R can be methyl CH3, ethyl C2H5 and propyl C3H7, any one like this, isopropyl like this. So this is called as alkyl benzene. Now on oxidation of alkyl benzene in presence of oxidizing agents, what will happen? This side chain will become COOH. This side chain will become COOH. That is, in place of this side chain, what will be substituted? COOH will be substituted. Okay. So how? We shall see in this next slide. For example, toluene C6H5CH3 undergoes oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7, any one can be taken, to produce benzoic acid. How? Toluene. This is toluene. On benzene ring CH3 is present. That is, in place of R in alkyl benzene, what is present? Methyl group is present. Then that is called as toluene. That undergoes oxidation, that is addition of nascent oxygen. If we write oxygen like this, that is called as nascent, newly born, that is that which have produced just now. Okay, nascent oxygen. So who are the donors of this nascent oxygen? For the oxidation of toluene, we need nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen is given by an oxidizing agent. Which is that oxidizing agent? Yes, KMNO4, OH minus, that is alkaline potassium permanganate, or we can write or K2Cr2O7, dilute H2SO4, that is acidified potassium dichromate. Either of this reagent can be used for oxidation purpose, so that what will happen? The side chain will become COOH. What is the side chain here? CH3. Yes, the CH3 has become COOH. Benzoic acid. Two oxygens are inserted here and these hydrogens are removed as H2O. So overall how many oxygens we need? 2 here and 1 here, 3 oxygens we needed. Yes, that's why balancing the reaction like this. Of course, in organic reactions while writing, mostly if we ignore balancing, that is not a problem. Main reactants and main products and what is the catalyst used for the reaction is important. Sometimes we can ignore the byproducts and balancing. Okay. This is how toluene undergoes oxidation in presence of either alkaline KMNO4 or acidified potassium dichromate to produce benzoic acid. Now this benzoic acid is our aromatic carboxylic acid. Aromatic carboxylic acid. Okay. Now isopropyl benzene, one more example. Isopropyl benzene, that is cumene, on oxidation in presence of alkaline KMNO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7 produces benzoic acid. So what is isopropyl benzene? So this is isopropyl benzene, that is propyl group is present on benzene, but the connection is not with first carbon, the connection is with second carbon, that is CH3, CH, CH3. This is propyl group, C3H7. Now where is the connection here? First carbon, second carbon, third carbon. On second carbon the benzene ring is connected. That's why isopropyl, we are calling what? Isopropyl. If the connection was here like this, CH3, CH2, CH2, C3H7 this time also. If the connection is here, then we call it as N-propyl benzene. Of course, propyl benzene we can call. Now as the connection is at second carbon, that is this is 3, this is nil, and the connection is at second carbon, we are calling as isopropyl benzene. Okay, that is, its common name is cumene. When this undergoes in presence of undergoes oxidation in presence of either any one of these two oxidizing agents, alkaline KMNO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7, we can take any one. What will happen? Yes, that is in presence of potassium permanganate, OH minus, and alkaline KMNO4. Yes, the whole isopropyl group is undergoing oxidation to form COOH. Okay, that is, this carbon is becoming COOH. These two carbons are eliminated as 2 carbon dioxide molecules, and these 6 hydrogens are eliminated as H2O molecules. For all this purpose, how many oxygens are needed? 2 here, 2 to 4 here, 3 oxygens, 3 here. Overall 9 oxygens are needed. That's why to balance the equation I wrote 9. Okay, so this is how isopropyl benzene, cumene is undergoing oxidation to produce benzoic acid. And one more thing we have to concentrate in this slide is, if you observe, on the side chain isopropyl group 3 carbons are present, but the oxidation is occurring at this carbon only, that is COOH group. Yes, Yes, out of these 3 carbon atoms, only 1 carbon atom is undergoing oxidation. That is, the carbon atom which is immediately bonded to benzene ring is undergoing oxidation to form benzoic acid, the carboxylic acid. Okay, so this is an observation made here, that is, the carbon immediately bonded to benzene ring is undergoing oxidation. So what this carbon is called as, we shall see in the next slide. Okay, and some more observations we made, those we can also see in the next slides. The aromatic ring remains unchanged in the oxidation. Yes, benzene ring has no change during oxidation. That is, oxygens are not inserted in benzene ring. Each alkyl group attached to aromatic ring is converted into COOH group. That is, whatever alkyl group, how many alkyl groups, whatever may be the number, every alkyl group is converted into COOH group. That is what is the meaning of this point, we shall see in the next slide. Okay. Now, hence, based on the structure of aromatic carboxylic acid, the number and position of alkyl groups attached to the aromatic ring can be known. So, based on the structure of aromatic carboxylic acid produced, the number and position of alkyl groups attached to the aromatic ring can be known. So, what this point does mean, we shall see in the next slide. That is, for example, when orthoxylene undergoes oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4, phthalic acid is formed. What is orthoxylene and what is phthalic acid? We shall see. Yes, this is orthoxylene. That is, two CH3 groups are present in ortho position. 2 methyl groups are present in ortho position. Orthoxylene that undergoes oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4. I told you, no, alkaline KMnO4 can be written either way. Alkaline KMnO4, ALK KMnO4, KMnO4 comma OH minus, whatever way it is written, it is understood as alkaline KMnO4. Of course, undergoes oxidation, that is addition of oxygen. What is happening? 2 CH3 groups are converting into COOH groups, carboxylic acid groups. That is called as phthalic, PH THALIC, phthalic acid. Okay, so that is, how many number of carboxylic acid groups are present? 2. Methyl groups are present? 2. So how many carboxylic acids are produced? 2. Like this. In the product, if 2 carboxylic acid groups have come, that means the reactant has 2 alkyl groups. However, maybe the size of alkyl group, whether it is single chain, that is single number chain, or as we saw before, isopropyl benzene, whatever may be the size of this chain, this whole chain will become COOH. And here this carbon also has become COOH. That is, in this oxidation reaction, the number of COOH groups present in the product indicate the number of alkyl groups present in the reactant. How many alkyl groups are present here? 1 alkyl group, 2. 2 alkyl groups are present. How many carboxylic acid groups have come? 2 carboxylic acid groups have come. So that is this point to be mentioned, and this is an observation made. Okay, so such one example we shall see. And what is the position? Is there any change in the position in the reactant and product? In the reactant, both are at ortho position, methyl groups. In product, phthalic acid, both carboxylic acid groups are in ortho position. So this is ortho dicarboxylic acid. Its name is phthalic acid. That is, the position and the number is same. 2 alkyl groups resulting in 2 carboxylic acid groups. Both are in ortho position. The resulting compound both are in ortho position. So this is the number and position is same. That is one observation made. Now one more example. When paraxylene undergoes oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4, alkaline potassium permanganate, terephthalic acid is formed. That is, this is the reaction, paraxylene. So in paraxylene, the two methyl groups, orthoxylene, paraxylene, what is the difference? The difference is in the position of CH3 groups. Here these are in para position to each other, that's why paraxylene. Alkaline KMnO4 undergoes oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4, paraxylene undergoes oxidation to result terephthalic acid, that is para dicarboxylic acid, terephthalic, PHTHALIC, okay, terephthalic acid. That is two alkyl groups resulting in two carboxylic acid groups. Two are in para position, here also two are in para position. Okay, so that is the observation made from this point that we are going to see. In the above two examples, two COOH groups are present in the products, hence the number, that is 2, and position of alkyl groups on aromatic ring can be known from the structures of these dicarboxylic acids. That is, for example, in future a question is asked like this. For example, we say we got a carboxylic acid product like this in a reaction. The product is like this. Then what is the reactant? That is, what is the position of alkyl groups in the reactant if the reaction is carried out in presence of alkaline KMnO4. So for this we can predict the position of alkyl groups, number of alkyl groups in the reactant. That is, number of COH groups is 2. That's why number of alkyl groups in the reactant, that is alkyl benzene, shall also be 2. That is how in the alkyl benzene also 2 alkyl groups must be present, and the position will also be same, that is here 1, here 1. Now can we write as CH3? We shall not write as CH3 because whatever may be the alkyl group, the thing will be converted into COOH. So generally just we have to write like this, R, R dash, R, anything. That is, by seeing the product we can predict the reactant. What we can predict about reactant? The position of alkyl groups and the number of alkyl groups. Okay, so this is the observation made for this reaction. Now coming to the following observations were made during oxidation. FOLLOWING. Now the following observations were made during oxidation reactions. First point, the oxidation of side chain in alkyl benzenes always occurs at alpha carbon. Yes, this point is to be understood. How? Alpha carbon. What is alpha carbon? The carbon which is present immediate next to functional group, or which is directly bonded to functional group. That is, for example, if we take benzene like this, so if we take like this a chain, like this we take. Now here the carbon, this carbon which is the first carbon bonded to benzene ring, this is called as alpha carbon. Here in this case this is called as alpha carbon. Now we shall see one more thing. If it is like this, For example, a compound is like this. What is the functional group in this compound? We have to identify the functional group. COOH is the functional group. Now, the carbon which is directly bonded to COOH is C. Now, this is alpha carbon. And the next is beta, and the next is gamma, and the next is delta, like that. Okay, so that is alpha, beta, gamma, delta, like this we continue. What we have understood in this is that is which directly the carbon that which is directly bonded to functional group is called as alpha carbon. Now, in this case, the alpha carbon is, the oxidation in alkyl benzenes always occurs at alpha carbon. This means that we have taken isopropyl benzene now. For this, that example will be very much suitable. We have taken isopropyl benzene, CH3 and CH3. So this is isopropyl benzene. Now the oxidation occurs at which position? At this position the oxidation occurs. This is the alpha carbon that undergoes oxidation to become COOH. That is why it has become like this. On oxidation, in presence of alkaline KMnO4, what will happen? This C will become COOH. Okay, so these two are converting into carbon dioxides and H2Os, as we have seen earlier in the previous slide. Okay, now for example, we take one more thing. That was isopropyl benzene, cumene. Now we take CH2, CH3, ethyl benzene. Now oxidation in presence of alkaline KMnO4. Then which carbon will be oxidized? The carbon which is directly bonded to benzene ring. That is, this carbon will undergo oxidation to form what? Here, this will become COOH. And of course, the remaining thing will become CO2 and H2O. That is, the carbon which is immediately bonded to benzene ring, here alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, that is converting into COOH. So this point is to be make a note. Now, what is the second point? Now the second point to be noted is, if the number of carbon atoms are more inside side chain, then the oxidation is fast. If the number of carbon atoms are more inside chain, then the oxidation is fast. What does it mean? Example, ethyl benzene, acetophenone easily undergo oxidation when compared to toluene. In toluene, one CH3 group is present, whereas in ethyl benzene and acetophenone, more carbons are present. So as the size of the side chain increases, then the oxidation is what? Fast. This point is to be explained. I will explain this in the next slide. Okay. Now, what is the third observation made? Presence of electron withdrawing groups like NO2, nitro group, carbonyl group, that is CO, bond CO group, in ortho para positions, the positions also mentioned, ortho para positions, make the oxidation fast. The first term is okay, alpha carbon atom, oxidation occurs at alpha carbon atom, it is okay. Now the second one we shall see, and the third one we shall see. How? That is, as the number of carbon atoms, second one, as the number of carbon atoms are more in side chain, then the oxidation will be fast. Example, ethyl benzene, acetophenone. So what does it mean? We shall see. If the side chain in toluene, that is, as we have seen in the earlier examples, this is toluene. That is, one CH3 group is present on aromatic ring. Now, if we take ethyl benzene, that is ethyl CH2 CH3. So, ethyl benzene. Now in ethyl benzene, 2 CH2s are present. Sorry, 2 carbons are present. The side chain is big than that of toluene. Now it undergoes oxidation fast rather than toluene. That is, as the size of this side chain is more or increasing, oxidation will be fast and easy. So one more example what we have seen, acetophenone. Acetophenone. What is acetophenone? This is benzene ring, aceto, CH3CO group. C double bond O, CH3. Okay, I shall write it neatly. Okay. C double bond O, CH3. So this is aceto. This group is called as CH3CO group is called as aceto, and as it is present on benzene, that is acetophenone. Its name is acetophenone. Okay. So now this acetophenone, the size of alkyl group is big when compared to toluene. When compared to toluene. Now out of these two, which will undergo oxidation fast? This acetophenone will undergo oxidation fast when compared to toluene. Okay. So this is the point to be made as observation is, as the size of alkyl group increases, the oxidation becomes fast. This is the meaning of second point. Now coming to the third point. What was the third point? Electron withdrawing groups like nitro, carbonyl group in ortho, para positions make the oxidation fast. That is electron withdrawing groups. Electron withdrawing groups. So electron withdrawing groups are bond NO2, bond COOH, bond COOR, like. So that is carbonyl, that is ester COOR. Like this, these are electron withdrawing groups. That is, for example, if we take bond NO2, their position must be in para position. That is, if we take CH3 toluene, its oxidation, then this oxidation, if some group is substituted at para position, that group is electron withdrawing group, then NO2 in para position, that is para nitrotoluene. Para nitrotoluene. So when compared to toluene, para nitrotoluene will undergo oxidation fastly due to presence of electron withdrawing group at para position. Now what this electron withdrawing group will do? It will activate the ring. Electron withdrawing group, ring activation groups. Electron withdrawing groups, nothing but they are ring activating groups. Ring activation occurs due to the presence of these electron withdrawing groups, and their position is mentioned, that is only in para or ortho positions. That is, if we take toluene, if we take orthonitrotoluene, and if we take paranitrotoluene, paranitrotoluene, then what is the oxidation relative speed of oxidation? So these two are equal. Orthonitrotoluene and para-nitrotoluene, both oxidation speed is equal, whereas this will be, the oxidation rate will be for toluene, it will be low. Okay, that is when compared to non-substituted toluene, the substituted toluene, that too in para position or ortho position, will have more, will react more towards oxidation. That is, if we see the order, para nitrotoluene faster than toluene. In which way? In oxidation. Okay, same. Orthonitrotoluene, oxidation is faster than toluene. So these two oxidations is same speed because both are substituted and ortho and para. Now they are mentioned ortho and para, they did not mention about meta. What is meta? CH3NO2. This is meta-nitrotoluene. About this oxidation they have not mentioned. Only two observations are mentioned, that is ortho and para. Okay, so this point does not concern to meta. So this is the observation that we have to make. Three observations. One, oxidation occurs at alpha carbon only, and as number of atoms are more in the side chain, oxidation is fast, and electron withdrawing groups in para or ortho positions will increase the rate of oxidation. So, and one more thing we have to remember is, whatever may be the size of alkyl group, CH3, one carbon is present. On oxidation, this one carbon will become COOH. Now, this time, if two carbons are present, ethyl benzene, CH2, CH3, a little big size. Even two carbons are present, that will become into one COOH only. That is, this carbon, alpha carbon will only undergo oxidation. But relative to toluene, it will be a little faster because the size of side chain is big. Just that is that. But not this carbon will not convert into COOH. That you have to remember. For example, if we have seen isopropyl benzene, CH3 and CH3, isopropyl benzene. Three carbons. The size of the side chain is 3 carbon atoms are present. Now even 3 carbon atoms are present, only this alpha carbon will convert into COOH. The other two will convert into carbon dioxide and H2O. And while writing, you have to remember, in every session I am repeating this point, that while writing organic compounds, you have to keep in mind that where you are keeping the bonds. For example, if I am writing isopropyl benzene like this, CH3, where shall I keep the bond? For carbon, if you write like this, CH3, is it right? This CH3 is okay. Bond between C and C. But this CH3, the bond is kept for H, no? So that is, while writing, you have to remember that CH3. Okay. So also, while writing COOH, can we write like this? You should not. Okay. So we have to keep the bond between carbon and benzene ring. That is, how shall we write? COOH, like this. And while writing toluene, for example, CH3. Is it right? Again, this is wrong. How we shall write? Keep in mind that the bond is between carbon and benzene ring, CH3. So like this. While keeping the bonds, between which atoms you are keeping the bonds? Remember and observe that. Okay. So writing this way is wrong. Writing this way is right. Okay. So of course, if the carbon is in chain like this, CH2, CH3, like this we have to write. Of course, there is no option that we keep the bond with like this only. This is not wrong. Okay. So keeping bond like this is wrong. Keeping bond like this is okay. Okay. So this way you have to write the organic structures. Organic chemistry has its own special writing process, writing way, writing rules. So while writing, follow that. Then your presentation will be neat. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.